Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading for the week of, just this, February 20 to 26th, 2024. This is a reading for you if you are Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising, or have some other significant Leo placement in your chart. If you're returning to this channel, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. I hope this is a good reading for you this week and that this resonates with you. If it doesn't for whatever reason, then whatever aspect you are looking at here. So if you are a Leo Sun, then maybe you want to look at the reading for your rising sign or your moon sign, which might resonate a little better. It's completely up to you. But this is a general reading, so obviously I'm going to take the broadest interpretations. If I do get specific messages, I will say them out loud, but they may or may not be for you. So if they don't seem to resonate, then you don't need to take those for you. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment if you so choose. And if you may also want to consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already, and hit the notification bell. I usually put these out on Mondays, but sometimes if I'm running a little bit late or if something changes, then you'll make sure that you don't miss any videos. I do have down in the description below, I have links to my website, my PayPal, donations, and also to my social media, if any of that is of interest to you. So, okay, so I'm going to be using this week, I'm doing my usual 12 card horoscope spread. I'm using the Cartouche deck, Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche, and I'm going to clarify that deck with tarot reading, and the tarot I'm clarifying with this week. I call it the Tarot Classic deck, at least that's what the box says that I have, but I bought this deck a long time ago, and I forget, it's got a new name now if you were to go look it up. But it is really a facsimile of the Tarot of Marseille, which is one of the oldest decks that had been produced. One of the oldest tarot decks that had, back in, I'm trying to remember what the years were for that. But yeah, it was several hundred years ago anyway. And I'm going to be doing an oracle reading at the end. I'm just going to pull one card. This week I am using the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle, and rather than just interpret the card on my own, I'm going to actually read the thing from the book because I feel like this is very helpful for tying things together. Okay, so Leo, let's get started. If you're not familiar with how I do these readings, you'll catch on pretty quick. First house, okay, Aries energy. So this is you, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how other people see you, or how you want to be seen. And this is, okay, so in the Aries house, you've got Sirius and you've got the Knight of Wands. Okay, so Sirius could indicate that you are very concerned about your physical appearance right now. Maybe you're, dieting or exercising or something that where you feel like you need to focus a little bit more on your body, because Sirius has to do with that. Sirius can also have a strong mental component to it too. You may be trying to think outside the box or broaden your horizons in some way. Strong Aquarius energy associated with this card. You have it with the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is somebody who is restless, again, active. I feel like I've seen this for you in the last few readings, Leo, where you're kind of impatient to get moving with something. There's a restlessness with this card. And the Knights, most of the Knights, certainly the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, are definitely the two cards that like to go charging into situations. As always with Knight energy, definitely make sure you've examined all angles of something before you charge in. But I think overall here, this just indicates that you are, you're absolutely, in the car, on the horse, whatever. You're ready to go. You're ready to move. So you definitely have this strong energy of being motivated to move in a certain direction. Second house is Taurus energy. And Taurus has to do with your finances, your personal finances, your possessions, your values. And you have Earth with the Hanged Man. Okay, so Earth is a great card to get here, because when Earth shows up in the second house, it usually indicates money and stability. So money is definitely coming in from somewhere. We have the Hanged Man here. So I don't know, the Hanged Man usually, it can indicate a sacrifice that has to be made or something that has to be given up. It also can indicate, though, that maybe you are stuck in, regarding money. Like maybe you need to think outside the box. Again, you've got that Sirius energy here. This is really Pisces energy. But there's this idea of needing to think about something differently. That the Hanged Man hangs upside down. So it's almost like you need to stand on your head and look at it from a different direction. So I feel like there's some I feel like there is financial security here, but I feel like if there's worries or concerns, or maybe even just your general attitude towards money, you may need to think about things differently or take a different approach to something. And this might mean giving up something or breaking a habit or a thought pattern from the past. All of that's possible here. But we're definitely seeing this element of trying to give up something to come unstuck. But I feel like in this house, we have Earth here, and this to me is a very good financial indicator. So if your finances have not been good, this is a good financial omen. Third house is Gemini energy. Gemini has to do with communications, has to do with short trips, short-term, short travel, like short distances. It can have to do with self-employment if you work for yourself. And it can also have to do with brothers and sisters, sibling relationships. So we have Lotus with the Five of Wands. So it's quite possible you've had a quarrel with somebody, whether it's family or not. It doesn't have to be a sibling. I mean, some people may not have siblings, right? But it is, since it is a house dealing with messages, or maybe it's in connection with the business venture, not, take it as it resonates, but Five of Wands does seem to indicate either a quarrel or other people coming in and meddling, creating competition or creating a difficulty. It's like there's almost too many people involved, or maybe too many people trying to advise you, or you just being at loggerheads. And again, not in a major way. Five of Wands is not a real serious, screaming, shouting match. It's not a major quarrel that's going to rip things apart and so forth. I feel like this is more just kind of a quibble of some kind, or something that is inconvenient or annoying, or maybe just and maybe you may have a whole lot of well-wishers or people who want to help you with something, but everybody's kind of giving their input and trying to control maybe what you're doing when you need to take control of it yourself. So yeah, you have Lotus here. So Lotus is basically seems to be saying if there has been some kind of worry or disagreement, like, don't worry about it. This is showing peaceful continuity of a relationship or a situation. It may also just need some time, take some time out, meditate, mentally detach, and figure out where you are on the situation, not where everybody else is. Fourth house is Cancer energy, and this has to do with home, with family. It can have to do with the mother, potentially, with your sense of security. Okay, this is interesting. You have Nephthys with the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords can indicate a separation or a loss, okay? Whether this is somebody in the family. It's possible some people maybe have lost somebody recently in their family. That's connected there. But it does not have to be that. Nonetheless, this just seems to be the sense of feeling kind of alone. Or healing from a situation in which you have been alone or feeling alone. And we have Nephthys here, because Nephthys seems to indicate, okay, I feel like there's a sense of isolation here. Like you feel like you're kind of left at sea, maybe because of something that has not happened yet. This could be connected to sister energy as well with Nephthys here. But I feel like this is more like there's a cloudiness here. Like you've got the Hangman over here, which is Pisces. And this is sort of Neptunian Pisces kind of thing too. I feel like there's just a situation here where you feel like things are not clear. You've got this impatience certainly here in the first house to moving forward. It does seem you're working on yourself and your health, which is a good thing. But I definitely feel like there may be some isolation here. Like maybe you need to get out, to be involved with others. There may be something connected to a situation, or like I said, there could have been some kind of rift or difficulty with somebody in the family. And I don't know. I feel more like there's a sense of isolation here that's coming from the fact that you don't have information that you need yet or that you want. Like something's around the corner, but it hasn't come yet. So this may leave you feeling like you're kind of isolated in some way. But the Three of Swords always indicates this thing of, yes, there's this isolation, but it's also this point of healing and moving outside of something. So we'll continue to go through the reading. Certainly if finances are an issue, this is saying it's not going to be. So, and certainly if there have been quarrels with people about something, maybe there have been words, maybe somebody has said, I don't know, maybe there has been a separation with somebody. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody here, but that is a possible thing here. But I feel more like it's like you feel isolated, maybe in need of some more support, and you're not necessarily seeing that yet. Okay, Fifth house is your own house, Leo. And Leo energy is about creativity, children, love affairs, can have to do with recreation. Okay, so we have Buckle of Isis with death. Okay, Buckle of Isis in the fifth house for some people, and this is a very, very specific message, okay, is about, this is about can be about a pregnancy, okay, or a child that's being born. So it's quite possible that if that is the case for you, that this may be where there's maybe some quarrels, I don't know if there's anything around the situation that's creating any kind of family consternation. I don't know. It might not be you that's pregnant, it might be somebody else. But it does not have to be about pregnancy. This also can just be about working hard towards something, working at a relationship, fidelity in a relationship, in a love affair. Or it could have to do with effort that you're putting into a creative project of some kind. So take it as it resonates, but we have it with death. So whatever we're talking about here, it does seem to indicate change is coming. Because this is a card that says efforts or sacrifices made will be rewarded. I mean, it's connected to pregnancy in the sense of one carries a baby for 9 months and then they're rewarded with the child at the end, right? But this doesn't have to do with a literal child, although, again, in this particular house, it could mean that for somebody. Death to me here indicates that there's going to be some change. Obviously, if you give birth to a child, then yeah, your whole life is going to change from that, right? Because that does change things. If you even if you've had kids before, I think there's a feeling about that. I think death here is also about there's just changes in general. And actually, I think that's a good omen, because you have it next to Nephthys here, which is this sense of feeling like I don't feel like anything's happening. I feel like I'm on my own. This would suggest to me that there's a change coming, and it may be connected to a love relationship, maybe connected to a child. And it may be connected to some kind of creative venture that you have. But change is definitely coming if you feel like you've been kind of, slogging along here and not seeing results. Let's look at the sixth house. This is Virgo energy. Virgo is about health. It's about any jobs you have, like it's a house of service. It can also have to do with things that you're worried or anxious about, and sometimes it has to do with pets. So we have Isis with the Page of Swords here. Okay. Page of Swords has to do with gossip. This is interesting. The fact that you have the Five of Wands here, you have the Three of Swords here, I don't know. I feel like maybe you're worried about things that people are saying about you. I don't know if this is in connection to a job or or something with a health situation. We do have Isis here, which indicates this need for self-care. So that kind of fits in with this Sirius card there, the need to take care of oneself, need to be compassionate. I don't know if somebody's mother's connected here, because this is a card of the mother, but it doesn't have to be about somebody's mother. This can just be a situation that has to be carefully nurtured or where patience is required. This could, for some of you, if this is about work or a job, this could have to do with signing a contract for some kind of employment, because Page of Swords sometimes does have to do with signing contracts or starting new ventures of that kind of nature. But pages also can be about information gathering. So yeah, I feel like seeing the Five of Wands over here, I feel like it's like you need to gather correct information and maybe not listen to either gossip or listen to idle rumor and talk from people. Like, I think you want to get the facts on something, and I think you want to be patiently persevering with something. I think that's the overall here. Okay, seventh house. This has to do with relationships. So this would have to do with legalized partnerships. So there'd be like marriages, or whether or not a dating relationship is going to turn into a marriage, or whether or not, or if you're already married, or if it's a business partnership or something with a legal contract. Definitely Libra has the scales of justice, so some aspect of something being formal or legalized is definitely part of the equation here. Okay, and you've got Judgment with the twins. Now there's a couple possibilities here. Now I'm seeing like if we're dealing with somebody who's pregnant here, I mean, this definitely could indicate a marriage that's coming in, somebody that's getting married, like a decision to get married. However, this can also represent just the opposite, because sometimes, like Buckle of Isis with death, I mean, it could mean the end of a relationship, maybe due to a pregnancy for somebody, and I hate to say that because that's a really crummy situation, unless, of course, the person in question is somebody, you think you don't want to be involved with. But the twins in Judgment could also indicate, Judgment sometimes also has to do with divorce as well. So now, mind you, if you're a married person, don't assume that this placement means you're automatically getting divorced. So maybe you have an ex that there's been some kind of a quarrel or an issue, I don't know, or maybe there's a partner that you're with. It doesn't have to be a divorce. Judgment is typically a card that, well, I shouldn't say typically. That is one of its possible meanings, but it could literally just mean having to make a decision about something. Having to make a decision about a partnership. Like again, if somebody's looking to get married and they're not, then this to me would indicate somebody kind of, making a final decision, making a change here. Maybe efforts you've been making towards a relationship are going to be rewarded finally. There's going to be a change and an ending of something that may have been a block, and maybe now a relationship will flourish. So that is one possible, it's a more positive interpretation. And honestly, there's nothing about these that make me feel like there should be a negative interpretation. But if you feel like there's a situation, for some of you, this may be that you are making a decision and getting out of a particular situation. So take that all as it resonates here. But nonetheless, there do seem to be some quarrels. And the fact that I'm seeing separation in the home, I feel like there's somebody who might be getting divorced or making a decision to leave. Maybe in that case, if that is the situation that you're in, then that might be that the Hanged Man with Earth. Hanged Man might mean in that case that maybe you feel stuck in a relationship because of money. Okay? But I feel like nonetheless there is a change, and it would be the right time for a change. Okay? I feel like there is upheaval and loss here, but it's not... the only issue here is that you're not really sure what comes next. Nepenthes would indicate not really being sure how things are going to move forward. So again, if you are in that situation, that's not going to be a reading for everybody here, then that's what that could be about. I don't like to say this because I know this is something that upsets some people, but one possibility here with Death and the Buckle of Isis is that somebody could have had a miscarriage or abortion. Okay? So again, if that is something that's happened, I'm not saying that if you are pregnant that that's going to happen to you. So please do not read it that way, especially if this is something. But so I don't want to assume that, but that could be something that is. If somebody has made a decision to leave somebody, it could be that they've decided to terminate a pregnancy or something like that. That could be part of the equation. I'm not saying that about anybody who's got a healthy pregnancy and wants to have their baby and all that. We're not saying that. I just want to be clear. But I feel like for somebody who's watching it this week, maybe that's the thing. And honestly, like when it comes to this kind of stuff, if that's what this means for you, if that is what you are going through, not something in the future, because I don't think it has to do with that. But if this is something that you're going through, obviously these are decisions that we have to make, that benefit us physically in terms of our bodies, and also that benefit us in other ways as well. So so this could be a decision that you've had to make, and there may be, I think for a lot of people there is a lot of sorrow about it, regardless of the situation. So that is a possibility here. And maybe it's because a relationship has been ending. Maybe you've just decided, somebody just decided, no, I don't want to do this. So I don't know. Possible interpretation for somebody, but I would not call that the general interpretation. If none of this is part of your life or your situation and everything's going great, then, please disregard that. That's not, it wouldn't have to do with you. I'm always reluctant to say things, but at the same time, I'm like, well, if something's presenting itself in the cards, then I should say it for whomever it might resonate for. Okay, so 8th house is Scorpio energy. Scorpio is about transformations, big changes, some more esoteric matters, and it can also have to do with other people's money. Okay, so we have Crook and Flail with the 6 of Swords. So this could mean a literal move with the 6 of Swords, but it often can indicate a need to move into calmer waters with something, to move away from strife and anxiety and into a place of calm. This is definitely about getting real about situations. This is the card of science in many of the esoteric decks. So it is about seeing a situation for what it is. Now you do have Crook and Flail here, which can have that legal component. So if this could be monies that's coming in from somebody else. Like if somebody's getting divorced, maybe this is going to be money coming out of that. If there's some other kind of legal situation surrounding money from either a family member or an ex or something, then this potentially could point to that as well. Okay. And again, maybe that's part of the conflict here. And again, in that case, another possible meaning here is that you have the Hanged Man, which can indicate maybe you are waiting for money. Maybe you have been in limbo and you're waiting for something to change and waiting for movement, maybe on an estate or on a divorce settlement or something. So that, again, could be a possible narrative for somebody here. Okay, so, but if not, if you're saying no, none of that applies, there's no legal things going on, nothing with other people's money, then Crook and Flail would definitely, in this case, telling you that you are moving away from conflict and strife, and that you should move forward with confidence, with self-discipline, and this idea of having authority as well. So I think this is saying you can believe in yourself and what you're doing, but you want to put the work into where you're going. Okay. 9th house, this is Sagittarius energy. Sag energy has to do with expansion. So this has to do with going back to school, or if you are, doing courses at the college or university level. If this could be about religious institutions and beliefs. It can also be about traveling long distances. And you have Ta with the Queen of Cups. Okay, so Ta doesn't have a real strong travel vibe to it. This does seem to be the idea of building a foundation somewhere. Sometimes this is a very strong masculine energy, so I don't know if there is a male involved in this, but I feel like this may be about learning, and this is about honing your craft. So maybe you are going to go back to school or take a certification or learn a new skill. It doesn't have to be college and university, but I feel like there's something here that you are building, that you are crafting, that you are working towards. This could be something happening at a distance in this house. This does seem to have to do a lot with freedom as well. 9th house has to do with freedom, economic freedom, freedom in terms of your work. Very strong independence associated with Sag. But I feel like, that there's something that's being built here. Like you may be learning some new skills or deciding, what you're going to do to build on maybe the knowledge that you have. And you have it with the Queen of Cups. So whatever this building is, now this could be connected to a person. This could be a water sign person, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But I think this may deal more with, this is a card that has to do with love and intuition and receptivity. So maybe this is a spiritual thing for you. Maybe you are trying to hone your spiritual craft. Maybe you're interested in psychic development. Maybe you're learning tarot. Maybe you're learning astrology. All of these things are possible, but not necessary. It basically is just this idea that you may be wanting to learn a skill that is more intuitively or heart connected rather than, say, just, going to learn accounting, or going to learn something that is definitely more rational, mathematical, pragmatic. This may just be learning something that is going to expand your horizons in an emotional or spiritual way. Okay, we have the 10th house, Capricorn. Capricorn energy has to do with your career, fame, reputation, sometimes with the father. It's ruled by Saturn, and it's obviously earth energy there. But you've got decisions to make. Air indicates that there has been a change. There's been a change in job, change in career, potential change, or at least there's messages or a lot of activity going on right now with air. Potentially travel too, I guess. But yeah, it just seems like there's been a lot of changes going on with something that you're doing with respect to that. But the Two of Swords indicates a stalemate, like not moving. So again, we have this energy of Knight of Wands, like being ready to move, but maybe feeling like you're stuck in place right now. And and that would be that particular meaning of the 4th house here that's straight across from it. So yeah, there might be a sense of feeling like things are not moving. But air does seem to indicate that movement and change is coming in a particular situation. Yeah, like Nepothys here, maybe not yet. So, and again, this could be, I don't know if this is a relationship, something connected to the father as well, being that it seems to have somewhat of a connection with the family houses. I don't know how influential that piece of it is. You can decide. But air definitely indicates movement, change. It may also be telling you to communicate. You may need to get on social media. You may need to have a marketing plan for something if you're in your own business, say. You may need to find a way to get the message out about something. I feel like that's an aspect here. But there may be an indecision about how to move forward here with the Two of Swords. Of course, when the Two of Swords shows up, I mean, you might be in an okay spot right now, but there's definitely a sense that a decision is going to be made at some point. Okay, so now we have the House of Aquarius. This is friendships, your business and social networks, and this can also have to do with your goals, your destiny. Okay, now we've got Urias with the Chariot. Okay, now Chariot is Cancer energy, so if that resonates, that aspect of it, then that you could take that or not. But Urias definitely is about something unexpected happening. Now the way that I remember this from the Cartouche book, it was saying if you in the 11th house, Urias is keep a hope or wish under your hat and work silently towards it. And that actually might make sense, especially if you're getting some kind of blowback on things from family, or from a partner, or, maybe, there's some kind of situation going on. I feel like there could be either a family or an ex situation that might be going on with this. But I feel like whatever it is you're working towards, you may want to keep the details of it to yourself. And in the meantime, you've got the Chariot. So I do feel like you are in control. You can move full steam ahead here. There are a lot of 7s in here in your reading. You've got card 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. You've got card 7 right here with Cartouche. And then right next to it, you've got card 25, 2 plus 5 is 7. And then the Chariot is card number 7. There's a tarot 7 over here as well. So 7 definitely seems to be an important number right now. I don't know if something's happening in 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. Or the 7th month, which would be July, which is the time of Cancer, actually. So I don't know, but I feel like you need to work on your goals without interference. I would only involve people who I think who have your back, who are supporting you. And I feel like there are friends who are like that. There may even be some unexpected help from friends with this card as well. But I do feel like you are going to be able to get moving, get this Chariot moving in terms of what it is that you want to do. Now, if we look at the 12th house, this is Pisces energy. Pisces has to do with what's hidden, what we don't show people, maybe what we don't want to admit to ourselves, what we're afraid of. And yeah, Seth definitely indicates there's fear and anxiety about something. And the card that goes with it is Fire to tell us, what this is about. And yeah, Fire, again, I feel like there's an intensity here. You're definitely inspired. You definitely want to move forward, but I think you might be afraid of burning bridges with fire. You might be afraid of, getting rid of the wrong things. Like, this is about, deciding what stays and what goes, okay? And you have it with the 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, there's definitely this energy of, am I making the right decision? Like whether or not you're making a decision, again, it's just like Buckle of Isis. Is the energy I've put into something going to bear fruit? Okay. Remember though, this is showing up in your house of fear. Now I feel like Fire with Seth often means you will be inspired by your own psyche. Perhaps it's going to come through dreams. Perhaps it's just going to be we all have that little inner voice that tells us, that kind of, pops in here and then, it kind of intuitively shows us the right way to go. Whatever this inspiration is, or whether it's just your fire and determination, you will find a way to resolve this problem and to blow past this feeling of worry about, am I doing it right? The answer that comes to me is yes, you are. But there does seem to be some stalemates, some sense of isolation, some decisions to be made. Maybe you don't feel supported in some way. But ultimately, yeah, that we're showing, things being fine with finances, and you just kind of focusing on, getting things together for yourself. Definitely telling you to be kind to yourself. I am feeling very strongly like other people's stuff and opinions you need to push those out and just quietly work on whatever it is that you're doing. Overall, you have Bast with the 8 of Swords, okay? So Bast is the happiness card. This is about you, about making yourself happy, about being noticed, about being appreciated for what you do, and also with giving others their due as well. Now with the 8 of Swords has to do with being mentally stuck. So again, there's this energy here of I don't know. I feel like you're working towards something. You want people to recognize what you're doing. You want to be appreciated for what you're doing. You want to be respected for what you're doing. But I feel like, I feel like there's this idea of, and it's maybe being something reinforced by others negatively, that there's still this idea of there's only one way to do this. Or you may be looking at it again. And I feel like this has to do with money, with the hanged man over here. And also perhaps with your job or career. There's some sense that you are that's where you're getting yourself stuck. And you may be worried too much about what other people are thinking right now. So, you need to, you want to get out of the mental trap. Okay. So let's pull an oracle card from the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle. And I will tell you what that says. And I feel that that's probably whatever I pull is going to end up summing up this situation very nicely. So Leo, what does Leo need to know here for the week of February 20 through 26, 2024? Okay. And your card is called New Journey. Okay. So let's read from the book here what that is about. I feel like it's in this part of things. Just have to find it in the book. All right, thought I knew where it was, but I'm gonna give up and look at the table of contents. So this is New Journey. And where is that? Okay, yeah, I see where it is now. Just a little bit farther up. Okay, yes. New Journey, fire. This is Mulan. Okay. A new, well-prepared, auspicious journey is starting. Move on and don't look back. Everything will work out. Fire is direct. It represents yang and rising energy. Heat and warmth are the symbols of fire. Fire is the energy of summer and represents the southern direction. The Mulan card is about courage and the right time for a new journey and a major change. It could be a change of location or a change in the way of doing things. It can also mean a purposeful journey where you will return with a fresh view of yourself and the world around you. Your body will be fully rejuvenated and many of your questions will be answered. It is time to realize your dreams. This is also a new beginning card, but unlike Zhang, I'm not sure I'm saying that, Zhang Liang, it is a new venture that is well prepared. If you have considered and planned a new beginning, the right momentum and the perfect associates will appear. This is a rare opportunity to take on adventure and self-sacrifice for something you feel is worthwhile and noble. Be careful of too much fire in the environment. It can amplify aggression, impatience, and impulsive behavior. Hello, right here. People with too much fire can be egocentric. They enjoy showing off. And yeah, there's that fast energy. And of course, you are Leo, and you know that everything, the signs always run on the spectrum. Okay, so it's definitely very Leo-ish. Keep a close connection with the earth element, which not only grounds you, but also helps you release the extra fire element. Too little fire can foster emotional lows, poor self-esteem, isolation, and timidity. People with very little fire find it difficult to finish what they start. They feel discomfort around people, even around their own family. And whoa, this is in the family house. Okay. To bring good fire element to you, surround yourself with lively, positive people. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. Like there's this bastet. Surround yourself with happiness, with good people, with people who got your back. Okay. The outdoors, the animals, and the color red can also augment your fire element. The card of Mulan represents family and children. Oh boy, didn't I say this down here as well for some of you? Mulan endured a 10-year war for the love of her father. Remember that family is still at the center of our existence. Love and appreciate your family, especially your parents. It doesn't matter what your parents did or didn't do for you. Understanding cause and effect, you will realize the actions of each parent yesterday, either perceived as good or bad, produce the full-grown human being you are today. And if today you are raising a child, it's important to convey the hard lessons of diligence, discipline, frugality to your young one. Okay. So I think that, sums it up very, very nicely. I hope this reading is helpful to you, Leo. And if you did like this reading, again, please do give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you would like. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel and haven't, please consider subscribing, hit the bell notification. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.